Hey friends, have you been trying to automate your invoice creation with Google Docs, Make.com and with Notion? I've been trying that and I ran into a problem with line items as I tried to create tables in my Google Doc template. But I found a simple solution that I want to show you today. Today I'm showing you how to automate your invoices with Google Docs, Make.com and Notion with unlimited line items. Let's dive in. Hi, I'm Stefan in Flow, and I help my clients minimize their busy work and maximize their creative flow with customized Notion setups and powerful process automation. Let's start with our Notion setup. Here in Notion, I already created two databases that are going to do the trick for this tutorial. One database is for invoices and the other one is for line items. So the invoices database has properties like an invoice number, an invoice date, and your customer information. And the line items has information about what kind of item it is, its total price, the quantity, and the total price for this line item. While then the invoices database is calculating the net sum of all the line items that are linked to this particular invoice. And I created some other fields here that are going to be useful later. I've created this template here in Google Doc. The way these templates function is via these double curly brackets. These are important because Make.com is going to recognize all of these text in curly brackets as variables. And this is where we can input our data from the invoice database and also the line items database. Here's my trick. Instead of creating a table for the line items, I created one single variable in curly brackets called line items. And this is where we're going to input all our data from our line items database. Now, because it is not a table, we need to make it look like a table. And in order to do that, I created these tab stops here at the top. Left tab stops for the name of the items and right tab stops for numbers, so that we can just enter one block of text and it's going to appear like a table. Now let's look at our Make.com scenario in detail. So everything gets triggered by a webhook. The webhook is being triggered from a Notion database, and I'm going to just send all of the information about the invoice with the webhook. And especially important here that we're sending all the IDs of the line items with the webhook because we're going to use them later. So in order to run through every line item individually, we need an iterator next. This iterator is going to point to the line items relation from our webhook here. So that's going to make sure that every line item that is related from there is going to be grabbed and then sent to this Notion module here that gets the line item from the database. And here I'm using the line item ID that is provided from the iterator here. So it's going to do this several times in a row. I'm using a variables module here next. That's mostly just to create some order and to format some numbers. It is definitely optional, but I like it for a bit more order. Now we're going to start using aggregators next. First up is a text aggregator. This text aggregator is going to grab all the formatted variables from the previous module, and it's going to put a tab in front of each one. So it's going to fit with the tab stops that we defined in our Google Docs template. So now with this, for every line item, we have one single line of text with all the information we need, delimited by tab stops. And then finally, we're going to take all of these line items and put them one after the other in new lines. And I'm using a table aggregator for this. So it's pointing to this iterator module here to run through the whole process. And it's going to grab as an aggregated field the text from the previous text aggregator. And it's going to put all of the text into a new row via this row separator here. So now we have a single block of text with all the information about our line items. We can input this into a variable here in our Google Doc template module, I'm using most of the information directly from the webhook, except for the line items. The line items is this one single block of text that we created through the aggregators. Finally, I'm updating my Notion database because obviously I want to have the links to the Google Doc in my Notion database for easy access. And also I created a field for an export link that once it's clicked, it's going to download a PDF of that invoice directly to your downloads folder. Okay, now that we've pieced everything together, let's see the whole workflow in a walkthrough. I'm going to hit run once so we can actually see what's going on in the workflow down here. And up here, I'm in my Invoices database, and I'm going to hit this button, Create Google Doc. And we should be seeing that here it's running 4 times through the line items. A Google Doc is created and the Notion database is updated. Now up here we are seeing that our invoice has been created for very expensive items, but I guess that's what the customers want. Also, if I hit this button, we can download a PDF directly and send it out. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful for you to automate your workflows, especially for invoice creation. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Please help me out. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. There's going to be regular Notion hacks and automation workflows. And if you want to work with me directly, you're going to find a link in the description where you will also find templates, blueprints, and everything that you need to get started with this workflow. Until the next video, stay in flow. Hope to see you there.